holiday on the beach with miles of water in front. Waves rolling in, people selling goodies, and sights of boats and ships sailing into the horizon is the ultimate holiday dream of many. However, as they say, every heaven has a hell. The proverbial hell here is a cyclone, which every person even vaguely associated with the vast waters dread. Cyclone in meteorological terms refers to build-up of low-pressure area accompanied with super strong winds, spiraling inwards, counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere where India also lies, and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. It includes forceful winds exceeding 60 kilometers per hour accompanied by torrential rains, thunderstorms, and storm surges, often resulting in floods. The Hudhud cyclone, which hit Andhra Pradesh coastline, Nepal, and parts of Odisha on 12 October 2014, for instance, touched a wind speed of 180 km per hour in Visakhapatnam, where it destroyed even the radar of the Cyclone Warning Center, among causing other huge damages. The Phylline cyclone, which hit India at the same Andhra Pradesh-Odisha belt in October 2013, too had a super high wind speed which touched 220 km per hour. For the layman, cyclone is another name for death, large-scale destruction and ruin. Ask the 500-odd families living in Gorapalla village in the Ramabilli Mandal of Visakhapatnam, around 2 kilometers from the Andaman Sea, whose coconut plantations, spreading across 265 acres of land, was damaged in the Hudhud cyclone. The villagers used to earn around Rs 16,000 annually by selling the produce from each coconut tree. Today, the strewn coconut tree remnants tell the tale of ruin.
During the Hudhud cyclone, the complete coconut plantation has been demolished, and it's nearly about 265 acres of complete plantation have been demolished, and all the farmers and the rice and small rice and whatever the farmers are all dependent on this livelihood. They are the livelihood, and now they are suffering so much of difficulties because of this Hudhud cyclone. And now the trees are also cannot be restored.
This is the village of Gorapudi in the Rambili Mandal. This village is away from 2 kilometers away from the sea, and on that day, because of the wind, all the people of all the villagers fled away from this village to Rambili Mandal. Nearly about 500 people. We got so scared about the wind.
And many other villages along the Odisha-Andhra coastal belt were similarly affected. Even till date, one can see the destruction wreaked by nature on boats and ships, the means of earnings of these poor people.
Sir, తుఫాన్ రోజు చాలా ఆందోళన పడ్డామండి. జట్టి మీద ఇంతవరకు నీరు వచ్చింది. ఆ నీరు వచ్చి బోట్లు మనుషులము ఉంటామని నమ్మకం ఎవ్వరికీ లేదండి. ఆ కనకమలాసిన తల్లి ఆ భగవంతుడిని అందరినీ ప్రతి ఒక్కరు నమస్కరిస్తుండే ఆ రోజంతా కాలం గడిపామండి. ఆ రోజే బోట్ అంతా మునిగిపోయింది. మునిగిపోయి కొంతమంది గుండాల్ట్ వారు కూడా కొంతమంది పడిపోయారు. చాలా ఆందోళన పడ్డామండి. చెప్పడానికి ఇంకా తరం కాదండి.
ଲକ୍ଷ ଲକ୍ଷ ଟଙ୍କା ଆମର ନଷ୍ଟ ହେଉଛି। ଗଲା ବର୍ଷ ଫାଇନାଲରେ ଯାହା ହେଇଥିଲା ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମାନେ ଡଙ୍ଗା ଦୁନିଆ ଡଙ୍ଗା ଭାଙ୍ଗି ସମୁଦ୍ର ବାସି ଧରି ପଳେଇଲା। କିଛି ଆମର ନାହିଁ ଜାଲ ଡଙ୍ଗା କ୍ଷତିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ହେଉଛି ଆପଣ ଆମକୁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବେ ଆଉ ଆମର ଆଉ କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
Or take the case of SVS and Reddy's poultry business, which suffered a loss of over rupees 22 crore within a few hours of Hudhud cyclone blowing. Once a flourishing industry with over 300 employees, this now barren, broken poultry farm traded in lakhs of chickens and eggs per day.
We have a poultry. We have lost an amount of almost in asset wise or in birds wise and anything. We lost a 22 crores of amount, and we have a bank loan also. It is of 7 crores. Even the bank is also forcing us to pay the interest and the actual amount also, but we have stopped the business now because of no birds at here, and totally the poultry was fully damaged.
The AMAL college, which suffered a loss of over rupees 5 crore with its indoor stadium, dining hall roof and hostel damaged, is another case. And so is the Visakhapatnam airport, which had its runway flooded, terminal roof torn apart, and radar and navigational aids destroyed. Examples like these are aplenty, the only silver line being that even though there was extensive loss of property and infrastructure, the recent cyclones, especially the Hudhud and the Cyclone, could not cause much human casualty because of advance warnings from the Indian Meteorological Department, wherein experts tediously collect data through advanced scientific and technological methods, analyze them, and send out information through SMS, direct calls, newspapers, radio, television, and other modes of announcements about where and when a cyclone would hit.
All these expected damages are also included in the bulletins. So therefore, the bulletin issued by India Meteorological Department in recent years is an end-to-end bulletin, providing all the information to the disaster managers and general public. Then this full-fledged bulletin is disseminated to the disaster managers and general public in various dissemination mode. For the public, it is All India Radio, Doordarshan, private TV channels, FM radio, AMs, radio, etc. In addition, in recent years, we have started with SMS services to the fishermen, farmer along the coast, which are likely to be affected by cyclones. For disaster managers, we have included email, fax.
The warnings had enabled people to be evacuated and saved from the catastrophe by giving them shelter in designated cyclone shelters out of the reach of the cyclones. This, for instance, is one such multi-purpose hall in the Kanamana village in Ganjam district of Odisha, with capacity of sheltering 2,000 people. The shelter, equipped with disaster relief equipment and first aid kits, is currently being used as an Anganwadi center. Warned by messages relayed by the administration and helped by disaster relief workers, people reached many such shelters prior to the cyclones, particularly during Cyclone and Hudhud, with whatever belongings they could carry, including cattle. They were given food and emergency medical help at these venues. The situation was far worse in 1999 Odisha super cyclone, which struck the same areas of Odisha and adjoining coastal areas and resulted in over 10,000 deaths, huge losses of property, and paved way for starvation and disease in its aftermath. Today, hospitals like King George Hospital of Visakhapatnam proudly say that they were on duty even when Cyclone Hudhud struck, with doctors and nurses staying in the hospital premises to help the needy. Such readiness is essential, especially in the Odisha-Andhra coastal belt along the Bay of Bengal, where 26 out of the 35 deadliest cyclones of the world history have taken place. To increase preparedness, the Indian Meteorological Department works round the clock to detect cyclones and other natural calamities and relay warnings. 3 area cyclone warning centers at Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai, and 3 cyclone warning centers at Bhubaneswar, Visakhapatnam and Ahmedabad work in several directions for taking both structural and non-structural measures to tackle the crisis. The structural measures include construction of cyclone shelters, construction of cyclone-resistant buildings, road links, culverts, bridges, canals, drains, surface water tanks, embankments, etc. Non-structural measures include early warning dissemination systems, management of coastal zones, undertaking awareness generation programs, capacity development, etc. The system that the Indian Meteorological Department uses to monitor the formation and various stages of evolution of cyclones is based on a combination of satellite data and conventional observations made using buoys, ships and radars and their analysis.
The cyclone warning system and improvement in that has many facets, and it is starting from early warning system to stakeholder engagement, information dissemination and last minute response mechanism. And India has made tremendous progress in all the spheres related to disaster management. Taking example of improvement in the early warning system, that is the forecasting, improvement in the forecast of the cyclone, there is a significant improvement in the skill of the all aspects related to cyclone, be it track forecast, be it intensity forecast, be it time of landfall, and the weather and associated phenomena which we call as impact, likely impact of various meteorological parameters like wind speed, storm surge, flood and associated combined impact of all these, and there is significant improvement. And this improvement has really been possible because we have holistically approached the problem in the improvement in our forecasting system, starting from better monitoring, and for that we have cyclones, we have radars, and also the oceanic observing systems. We have deployed buoys in the oceans, so therefore we are able to characterize cyclone in a much better way.
The National Institute of Disaster Management, or NIDM, and the National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA, are 2 other apex institutions under the Ministry of Home Affairs working tirelessly in the same direction. Under these premier bodies, a National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project has been launched, funded by the World Bank, whose first phase covering all the coastal states is currently on. This first phase, to be completed by the 31st of October 2015, is directed towards capacity building with the aim of making cyclone-prone states into cyclone-resilient states.
National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project is mainly aimed at mitigating the impacts of the cyclone. So, through structural measures as well as capacity building. See, capacity building we call non-structural measures. So, it is basically training and creating the policies and institutions, strengthening institutions, and all these things are part of that. So, mainly the structural part, lot of money is involved, and all the state governments like coastal states like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, and all the western states are also involved in the project, and it is running in phase 1 and phase 2. Initial phases some states are covered, and in the second phase other states are being covered. Basically it is construction of embankments, construction of structures which can mitigate the impact of the cyclone.
These preventive and relief measures are supplemented by massive build-up of infrastructure by the government. This housing complex in Gopalpur, Odisha, for instance, includes 22,000 houses built for people whose houses had been blown away. Monetary compensation to affected parties too have helped affected people to tide over their cyclone-caused misfortunes.
After cyclone, the district administration has appointed enumerators to assess the damage. So we have appointed 24 teams in the district for assess the damage, actual damage. The 24 teams enumerated the damage, and the estimated loss is around 39 crores in the district. In fishing harbour, the value of damage is around 10 crores. The government sanctioned relief to the boats and categorized 3 categories. One is minor damage, second is major damage, third is boats damaged and not fit for fishing. Accordingly, we paid compensation to the boat owners. For minor damages, we have paid at the rate of 50,000 per boat. For major damage and can be repairable, we have paid 3 lakhs per boat. For major damage which cannot be put in fishing, we have paid 6 lakhs per boat.
హుదూ తుఫాన్లో మా గ్రామంలో జీడి కొబ్బరి పూర్తిగా నష్టపోయిందండి. జీడికి గవర్నమెంట్ వారు హెక్టార్కి 20,000 చొప్పున ఇచ్చారండి. కొబ్బరి చెట్టుకి 1000 రూపాయల చొప్పున గవర్నమెంట్ వారు నష్టపరిహారం ఇచ్చారండి. అలాగే ఇళ్ళకి 5,000 చొప్పున నష్టపరిహారం ఇచ్చారండి. ఇది గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి మాకు ఆర్థిక సహాయం నష్టపోయిన రైతులందరికీ పూర్తిగా సహకారం చేశారండి.
All these measures have assured people that the Odisha-Andhra belt along the Bay of Bengal might be cyclone prone, but it is a tourist delight, offering unparalleled sights and delights of the sea, the sun and the sand.